Hey guys, Logan the Tech Guy here. In this video, I'm going to be doing my full review on the Samsung Galaxy A71. I'll be focusing a lot on what makes this phone in particular so good and what separates it most from other budget and mid-range devices. Before that, if you're new here, please do consider subscribing to Logan the Tech Guy YouTube channel. And let's dive in. The popularity of Samsung's A series phones in general, and especially with their huge success of A lineup last year, I got a feeling that a lot of folks will be looking at this device for their next phone. And it becomes more available, and also given the crazy prices of the flagship Samsung S20 and Note 20 lines, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are looking for some different phone options that don't have them spending well over $1,000, and this is an excellent choice if you are interested in doing some comparison shopping of your own, or maybe you're ready to pick this phone up. The Samsung Galaxy A71 retails anywhere between $400 and $450, this depending on the model and where in the world you are located, and that's the sort of price range you'll be looking at. The thing that separates this phone from pretty much every other device of its price point is the camera setup. It wasn't that long ago that even 400 or 500 bucks smartphones considered to be budget or mid-range, which took really mediocre photos, and Samsung unfortunately was no exception. But this time around, they really upped their game with the pictures and video capabilities on the Galaxy A71, and I can confidently say that this phone takes some of the best shots of any device in its price range. There are 4 lenses around the back of the Samsung Galaxy A71, which has a fresh new 64 megapixel f1.8 aperture main shooter, a solid 12 megapixel ultra wide lens, a 5 megapixel depth sensing camera, and a new 5 megapixel macro lens, which is a bit of strange addition for me. I spent the last couple of weeks taking pictures in all sort of different conditions, and the thing that gets me every time with this result is the amount of detail in every shot. The camera on this hardware on this phone is paired with internal specs that can process the images really well, and the result is a scene that looks great every time. And it's really that ability to capture the detail that separates the A71 with the other mid-range devices. I also found the camera overall to be super consistent no matter what I was shooting. I didn't have to fight much with over or underexposed shots, and there weren't any instances where I felt the A71 missed the mark. When we move over to the wide angle lens, I was once again really impressed with the consistency. In my opinion, the macro lens is cute, but on a phone like this, a telephoto lens would have been a better option. I think adding that would have been the cherry on top to a perfect camera setup, but I can at least appreciate Samsung's efforts in offering something sort of different. Now for night mode, the Galaxy A71 does add the amount of light into the photos to make it look bright and crisp, but it does loses the details in photos. Overall, for a mid-range device, the Galaxy A71 does take a good night photos. For video recording, the A71 was constantly focused on hunting and warping the videos all out of control. It offers a much more pleasing and confident shot. The video stabilization works well with the stability on. If it's not on, then you can see here the amount of shakiness while walking and running. The other big thing that really makes the Galaxy A71 great is the internal specs that powers it, and this is also one of the reasons I think that this device is a better long-term investment. The Galaxy A71 packs with a Snapdragon 730 chipset coupled with the Adreno 618 GPU. It comes with either 6 gigs or 8 gigs of RAM with the UFS of 2.1. Now, you can debate with me on this, but I do consider those to be significantly better than average specs, especially at this price point. Out of the box, the phone ships with headphones, 25-watt charger brick with Type-C cable, and in terms of operating system, it comes with Android 10 and One UI 2, both of which give the phone a clean and smooth user experience, and that's exactly how I felt each day. I use this device for everyday tasks, and there isn't anything this phone can't handle. And even as you start to push the device harder and harder, I didn't find it having any issues. The real value here though is in the long term. Like I said, we can already expect at least 2 years of software updates and support, which is pretty good. But I also think that this phone is not only a few months ahead of the competition right now, but it will also be a solid long term investment, some 3 or 4 years down the line, maybe even more. Overall, I believe this phone will have a longer theoretical lifespan than most of other devices currently offer for sale at a similar price. This phone comes in with a respectable 4500 mAh battery, which consistently gets me more than a day use no matter what I do. But it isn't really a concern anyway, because with the super fast 25-watt charging standard that's supported with this device, a few minutes on the charger means I will get a few more hours of use. At full 100% charge from 0%, it takes about 1 hour and 10 minutes with 12 hours of usage. This is based on the video playback usage. So now that we have talked about what really sets this phone apart, let's talk about all the other stuffs. The 6.7-inch display on the Galaxy A71 is fantastic, and this is what impressed me on the Galaxy A50 and A70 of last year's. And I think it's that thing that is going to impress anyone else who hasn't seen an A series phone in person yet. The AMOLED panel on this Samsung Galaxy A71 is bold and bright, and it's probably my favorite thing about using this phone. In general, I don't know any other phone that I'd rather be looking at with a price point under 500 bucks than the Samsung's A series devices. The display is still only 1080p, but most of the people either won't care or won't be able to tell the difference anyway. The display has an awesome viewing experience. Samsung also migrated over their famous Infinity O cutouts and increased their screen to body ratio while minimizing the bezels, especially at the bottom, so overall visually this is a device that fits in line with anything else offered in 2020, and I think that is a great move. The phone doesn't look as dated as to when the teardrop notch and the big bottom chin were offered, and I think it's the polished design that this device really deserves. Physically, this is a phone that somehow both screams quality while simultaneously making it very obvious that it isn't a flagship device. And I do consider it both as positive and negative thing. On other side, the phone itself looks premium. Even with all the plastic build, the color shifting rainbow effects and polished edges mimic even Samsung's most expensive devices. And in the hand, the phone feels solid, sturdy, heavy, and overall conveys the sort of feeling that you have got a high quality device on hand. For the speaker, the Samsung Galaxy A71 has a single loudspeaker on the bottom. That just about sums up its performance in terms of loudness. It will do for general use if you're not too demanding, but just don't expect to hear boomy bass notes. It's like someone clipped my wings. Now I'm flying, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? For gaming, the Samsung Galaxy A71 packs some serious gaming power. To recap, the phone features the Snapdragon 730 chipset alongside 8GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage. Despite the fact that it doesn't come equipped with the flagship Snapdragon chips, the phone managed to hold its own pretty well while gaming. Asphalt 9, a game which struggles to run on most budget to mid-range phones on the highest setting, was able to run just fine on the Galaxy A71. It maintained cool at 30 frames per second throughout. However, you might not want to always run it on highest level all the time, and it does cause the device to get a little warm. I'll be doing a separate gaming test on this device. Please make sure to be subscribed for that. Overall, the Samsung Galaxy A71 is a fantastic phone from start to finish. This is the perfect device for folks who want an awesome phone but don't want to spend a lot of money. If anything, it's probably the best bang for your buck. I think my only wish is that I want this phone to be a little more different than the Galaxy A51. The internal specs are probably the decision maker. To be honest, I just choose this device based solely on that. So that's literally it about the Samsung Galaxy A71. Let me know what you guys think about this phone in the comments down below, especially if you are considering it for yourself. I do love to know your thoughts, of course. If you guys did enjoy this video, give it a big thumbs up and please do consider subscribing to Logan the Tech Guy YouTube channel. See you guys in the next video. All love and peace out.